Hi friends, welcome in and welcome to the Peace and Love podcast. I'm your host Siva. Thank you for joining us today. Today's episode is going to be a unique topic that I haven't really covered before. I mean, everything I talk about is essentially to help you raise your consciousness, help you raise your vibration. But when you start looking at the topic from overhead like that, it's such a big topic. Where do you even start? So today I wanted to break down raising your vibration into much smaller chunks that not only help you feel better, but get you where you want to go overall in life. From this episode, you'll learn how to raise your vibration by looking at the little areas of your life, letting go of low energy, thereby increasing your overall energy, and letting go of that low energy in areas that you'd love to see some improvement in. So not only are you just feeling lighter, but you're attracting better and better results. So if you look at the big picture of raising your vibration, it's like, okay, well, A, what does that mean? B, how do you even start? So let's start at the basics. Raising your vibration. I would explain that simply as in becoming more expanded within yourself. When you look at the term raising your vibration, it's actually referring to your energetics, and raising your vibration would be making you less dense, make you resonate at a higher frequency. Just like when you ring a tuning fork and something at the same vibration will ring automatically, when you talk about vibration, we're talking about your actual physical vibration. And the reason that matters is because where you vibe is what you resonate with. Every single vibration has a different reality. We all live in the same universe, but we are literally experiencing different realities. So when someone says, oh, the world is a terrible place. Yeah, true. For them, that's actually their truth. That's the reality that they live in. That's what they resonate with. And so when you're going in and you're changing your vibration at a physical level for yourself, you're actually changing your density and you're changing the reality that you live in. You're changing what you attract. And so you can see how this would be helpful to you if you said, okay, well, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be in love. I want to be having a family. Each of those things fits at a certain frequency in a certain reality. So if you wanted to be the millionaire, you couldn't be living the vibration of poverty because those two don't resonate. They do not align. Most people, so when people learn this information, they understand, okay, there's different levels of reality. There's different ranges of vibration. Let me be clear, one is not better than the other. It's all about what you would like to experience. So people look at their life and say, okay, I would like to experience something else. How do I get there? I think taking on raising your vibration is a very worthwhile task. Because in my opinion, it's a big part of the game that we're playing as spirits and physical bodies is to experience, okay, having the density of life, because everyone goes through it. Everyone picks up low energy just from being born, just from feeling our human survival instincts. We pick up contracted energies, we go through life, and we get a little dense. We get into the earth game. And I think a big part of the game that we play is remembering our nature and letting go of the things that no longer serve us, aligning to what we really choose to align to. Because it could be that you come to the planet and you learn, okay, I really like evil. Like there's some people who want to follow that path and they follow that path for their life. Or there's some people who really, they're like, oh my gosh, I really just want to feel light. I really want to feel free. Like that's just their path. So there's not one that's better or worse. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't use discernment. I'm just saying that there's a range of frequencies that you can align with. Depending on what you want to experience is the one that it would be wise for you to align with. And if one person is vibrating low, that doesn't mean that they're bad or they're wrong. It simply means that they're having an experience, and everything exists within infinity. If it wasn't meant to exist, if it was bad, if it was wrong, it wouldn't be there. Infinity is wanting to express itself in all ways possible. And I'm saying this from the perspective of really zoomed out if we're really looking at the big picture. But for you, it's up to you to discern and decide, okay, what brings you life? What do you want to align with? Not taking that relativism too far to say everything's the same, but really using your discernment to say, okay, what does my attitude bring to the world? How does my expression and my vibration impact the others around me? And being really responsible with who you are and thinking about what you want for yourself. But when you zoom out so much, it becomes like this big thing. We've got this big task. We want to raise our vibration. That's almost so broad and like esoteric and hard to work with at a practical level. So my solution to this is saying, okay, so instead of trying to create this endless task and become perfect in every single area of your life, let's take a step back and let's see how this can really impact you in the most beneficial way, in the least amount of effort, in the least amount of time. Since you're listening to this, and it is kind of an esoteric term, raising your vibration, there's a good chance that you're already familiar with a vibrational scale. But if you're not, it's something that's really worth studying. So there are all types of different vibrational scales, literally from a long time ago versus some that are more recent. They basically say the same things, just maybe a little bit different, but it's definitely something worth looking into. For today's purposes, we can simplify it to like 3 things: animal consciousness, low consciousness, intellectual consciousness, mid consciousness, spiritual consciousness, high consciousness. And if you even wanted to make it simpler, you could say, is it fear or is it love? So that being said, I would highly recommend you to look into a vibrational scale. My favorite one is called Levels of Energy by Fred Dodson. It's a whole book. It explains the whole thing. And the purpose of looking at a scale is to kind of find your baseline. If you know where you are, the scale is so intuitive that you can see where you need to be. And every single time I read that book, I get something new out of it because, you can only experience something, you can only perceive something from your current level of consciousness. I read that book over and over again, and every single time it's like, oh my gosh, this is me, this level of energy that he's explaining, it literally describes me to a T. And then the next month, something else will describe me to a T. So it's really interesting finding where you are on the vibrational scale and keeping an eye on what that looks like for you, where you are, and kind of what you're aiming for. Because the thing with energy too is you want to do it safely, you want to do it responsibly, and you want to do it in a pace that's digestible to you. Because in theory, it sounds good. Okay, what if we raised our vibration like 100 points up? But hold your horses, because I can say from personal experience, it gets overwhelming. Not just to your mind, but to your physical body when there's a huge jump in energy. And so when you are raising your vibration, you have to set a steady foundation, or it would literally be like trying to fly a plane without, first going off the runway. You know what I mean? And Fred describes it as trying to jump on a train that's going too fast. And if you shift your energy so quickly, it can have side effects that you don't really want, and you can't keep up with the energy if you don't have that foundation. And physically, if you jump vibrations super quickly, it can have quite uncomfortable side effects, like almost felt as like a physical pain. So if you're getting frustrated, like, oh my gosh, I need to increase my vibration by like 300 points, don't be too stressed out, because I'm telling you from personal experience, you just don't want to make huge jumps like that. What's much better, much more sustainable is slow but continually increasing progress. If you're watching me, you can see my finger move kind of slightly up like a graph. It's like a small improvement over a long period of time is exponential. And it's literally like that example of, okay, the plane is flying, but if it gets off just even a little bit slightly off course, you'll miss Hawaii by 1,000 miles. So you have to be there to kind of just gently guide yourself small ways. And over time, you will end up at the destination of your dreams. So get familiar with a vibrational scale. Don't overdo it. First of all, accept where you are. get interested about where you are, figure it out. And if you don't want to look into a scale, I mean, you can just kind of write down where you are on a day-to-day basis. Your habitual vibration is how you feel when you wake up. When there are no distractions, how you feel, what your energy reverts to, and who you are just on a day-to-day basis habitually. These things, your vibration fluctuates. Me personally, it fluctuates a lot. I mean, I'll have really, really highs and really, really lows, especially when you do a lot of energy work. That can happen, especially if your goal is to raise your vibration so much to get unconditional love and to get very high on the vibrational scale. You have to go low to go high, because without going low, you're not going to get at some of those things that you hold on to. Now, really low energy is usually processed in your dreams. And if that happens, that's okay. Like sometimes a nightmare can actually be really helpful to you, because it's processing gunk that you can't and you don't want to process on a day-to-day basis. So you don't really have to worry so much about that. But you in your life, you can process the things that are a little bit denser, and you can align your vibration to what you want to attract and what you prefer. So we're going to talk about exactly how to align your vibration to what you prefer so that you can attract results and just feel how you want to feel in life. So the first step to doing this is asking yourself, what is not working in my life? The thing is, it is so hard to see your own limiting beliefs. It's so hard to see what areas you are being held back in, because you are looking at it from yourself. It would be like me trying to look at my own face without a mirror. How has anyone ever done that? They have not. So you have to kind of work your way backwards. And if you still don't understand what I'm saying, it's like your own beliefs is your identity. You are not designed to look at your identity because it's a part of you. And so looking at your identity, it's like trying to look at the glasses, the lenses that you look through. You usually look through them, not at them. You get what I'm saying? So it's hard to look and find your own stuff alone if you don't have any tools, and if you don't have, a coach or something to be a mirror for you. That's why we have other people and experiences. So we have that mirror, right? So if you don't have that, here's tools to get you that mirror. You want to start with working your way up. Look at what in your life is not working, or what in your life is just going okay. And this can almost be a block too, because a lot of people, they get to a point in life where things are just okay and they're good. But if you want to continually raise your vibration, you still have to do this work. You still have to see, okay, what could even be improved even more? And when you get to a point where life is good and you keep processing, that's when your vibe is high. Chances are you know immediately, though, what areas of life that you would like to improve. So let's explain working up. Working up is going to say, okay, I found this area of life where I'm just not getting the results that I want to get. Now, anytime that you have a result that you're not liking, you have something that you want changed, there's always going to be negative beliefs, low energy at play. If there wasn't, there would not be a problem. So I'm telling you, the stuff is there. If you want to affect the most change quickly, look at what is the most draining in your life. What is the thing that's causing you stress every day, that's irritating you? It takes energy away. All of that energy that we use suppressing emotions, worrying about problems, thinking about the past, thinking about the future, it all takes a little bit from our vibration, and we end up with a lower vibration than what we really have access to. Now that you found what's not working, this is amazing. And I want you to take this attitude and run with it. Anytime something is not working in your life, anytime something is upsetting in your life, hallelujah, we are excited about this, because you are literally getting an opportunity. You are literally getting a gift to become lighter, to become more of yourself, to learn more about honest truth, to learn more about the universe that you live in, to learn more about yourself, to learn absolute truth. You are being presented with an opportunity to feel lighter and feel better and attract what you actually want in life. So anytime you hit a roadblock, cha-ching, like this is it. What most people do when they hit that roadblock is they shut down emotionally. They don't look at it. They don't want to talk about it. Maybe they talk about it verbally and they make it even bigger. They make it even worse. They just put attention on what's not working, but not you. We are going to have the tools to actually look at that, process that, let it go, and be lighter so that you can focus on what you prefer. You're going to put attention on what you prefer, and you're going to magnetically attract that. So let me give you all the A to Z steps on exactly how to do this. There's literally a million bajillion ways, but it all follows that exact flow that I just explained. So with negative beliefs, you can look at that and say, okay, since I cannot see my own face, since I cannot look at myself, my own identity, my own negative beliefs, if someone was experiencing that situation, if they were attracting that result, I can hear you digging back there. What might they believe? What might they think to attract that? It's so much easier finding negative beliefs and stuff like that when you think about it as somebody else. Once you have that negative belief, you can neutralize it. Neutrally, maybe this. Once you have that neutral belief, you can more elaborately and a little bit more positively, yet still believable, make it more of a positive belief that you would want to believe. For example, if your belief was, I'm unattractive, a lot of people just try to jump to something that they flat out do not believe, and so it has no impact on their reality. They say, okay, well, now I'm just going to believe that I'm confident, I'm the best looking person in the room, that every man would be in love to be with me. No, that's not going to help you because, girl, you don't believe it. I don't believe it. You don't believe it. And you just end up feeling inauthentic. So what you might do is say, okay, instead of feeling I'm unattractive, you could feel, what's the neutral? Well, neutrally, some people won't be attracted to me, but maybe some people might be. Neutral. And then maybe even more positively, I feel beautiful when I take care of myself, and I'm really only interested in the men who appreciate my beauty and express that. That is something that you truly might be able to believe. I mean, it's up to you. It's your beliefs. But that's something that I truly believe. And when you have a positive belief that you can really believe, I don't mean just on surface level. I'm not just agreeing with that. I feel that belief when I say that. Yeah, I'm really only interested in people who appreciate my beauty. You never want to try to create beliefs that just negate reality. I'm certainly aware that there are some men who are never going to find me attractive, and that's okay. But I want to have beliefs that support the reality that I want. And with that belief helps me attract men who do appreciate my beauty, who see me as beautiful, and they express it. You see what I'm saying? And how does this go back to raising your vibration? Having negative beliefs, especially that cause shame, how you look, trying to hide your weight, anything that has to do with negativity, that's lowering your vibration. It's draining you out. So another thing that you can do is look at that vibrational scale. And I could tell you, if you don't even want to look at it, the lower ones are going to be shame. That's the lowest vibration you can get. Desire, anger, sadness is a little bit lower. That's below desire. And anger, and then back up to pride, and then boredom, and then courage, and then neutrality, and then reason, gratitude, appreciation, bliss. So when you are looking at those emotions, you have all of those pockets within yourself. And another way that you can access it is just by going straight to the source. Okay, shame, it's a super low vibration, and it's so important to just get rid of that really draining, really mucky energy, because that really impacts your overall energy field, because shame is so dense. So you could ask yourself, what am I trying to hide from the world? Another one that is really draining, sadness. What makes me sad? What am I sad about every day? What do I feel like I've lost in my life that I can never get back? When was the time I gave up on my goal? When was the time I gave up? Apathy. That's also very low. I missed that one. It's shame and then apathy. Let me be clear. It's okay to go into these places intentionally. It would be one thing if you got swept away by sadness or apathy or shame for 3 weeks at a time. I mean, that would be so detrimental, so hurtful, and it would really mess up your life. But intentionally going into it, creating it. If you can intentionally create something, you can decreate it. So by putting it back into your hands, you have the power now. I'm telling you, if you give yourself the space to create something, that means you can give yourself to let go of it. So when you're doing that intentionally, don't be like, oh, I don't want to go into the negativity. It's scary. What if I get stuck there? No, like, you are the creator here, and you have the power to create that for yourself and let go of it. You could work your way up. You could talk about all the things that make you feel shameful, then go to apathy, then go to the next level and the next level until you're getting to courage and gratitude and bliss. I mean, doing an exercise like that will literally have a physical, like, your body will feel it. You will feel high, you will feel incredible. Like, it's worth it looking at the vibrational scale and playing around with it. Acting, getting into the feelings, because everybody has these levels within themselves, and some people more than others. So some other people might really need to tap into what makes them afraid. That one keeps a lot of people stuck. They walk around every day with all of this repressed anxiety. And because they repress their anxiety, when they feel it, they get even more tense. They don't want to feel the anxiety. And so they are feeling anxious everywhere, yet they're not giving themselves the space to process it. So they'll never feel free. If you want to get out of your shell, you got to ask yourself, okay, why am I hiding? What am I afraid of? And really getting into that, maybe shedding some tears and then processing that so you can feel light again. I got this scaling up and down the scale exercise from Fred. And yesterday I did it with one of my clients she was really upset about a situation. And I'm like, okay, we did some emotional processing on it. And she still was like, I'm still feeling this, like, out of 10. I was like, okay, then we're going to do this scaling exercise. So it's basically like what I explained, but you take it with a specific. So the cool thing is you don't really have to know any type of scale to use this principle, but it'll help you feel better about any situation, and it'll help you bring up the overall energy in an area of your life. So you could do it on a situation, you could do it on an area of your life, you could do it about something that's bothering you, you could do it about something that you'd like to improve. So let's say, for an example, I'll give you one about money. So I'll just talk about money how I would normally talk about it, and we're going to do a scaling exercise. So we'll say this is my level 4 neutral, because we want to put it at 4 because we want a lot of improvement, right? So neutrally, money comes, money goes. I like spending money, I like earning money, and sometimes it feels like there's a lot of money, sometimes I feel like there's not a lot of money, but I really enjoy having money. So that would be level 4. And this exercise, you want to go down to a 3, a little bit worse, a little bit more negative. You want to go down to a 2, even more negative, even more worse, and then a 1. The worst thing ever, horrible, and like terrible, negative. Then you want to go back to a 2, and then back to a 3, back to your neutral 4, and then you want to go a little bit higher, a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter. The world is a little bit better. Everything's more expanded. When you do that, you're getting into the things that you've repressed. Like I said, don't be afraid of negativity. When you're afraid of negativity, it has a hold over your life. If you will never go and look at something, it's because you're resisting it, and what you resist persists. So don't be afraid to really get into it in these lower levels. But when you're mixing it with the higher levels, you are allowing yourself to be in alignment with something that's higher than your current experience. And it will impact your vibration. It will impact your reality. So I'll go back to the example. So if that's my neutral, and we'll put that at a level 4, level 3 would be like, I just don't understand how people are just billionaires. Like, they have all these incredible, like, yachts and boats and planes. And I see people with that, and it's like, boy, like, did they just accumulate so much and it's just exponential? I feel a little bit confused at how they got that. And then even worse would be like, there's not enough money for everybody. This is like scarcity. There's people that are homeless, and there's people that have mega yachts, and there's people who, whatever you feel like you want to express. And then a number 1, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. I'm not going to have money. I'm going to be homeless. Okay, go back up to a 2. Okay, there's people who have mega yachts, and I don't understand how that happens. Then you scale back up and will put me back at a neutral 4. I appreciate money. Money is here. I spend money and then it goes and then I get money. And sometimes it feels like there's a lot of money and sometimes it feels like there's less money. But that's my money game right now. Okay, but then at a 5, a little bit brighter, a little bit more positive, a little bit more elaborately. Money is incredible. I love the feeling of being paid for a service that I love to give. Every single time I get paid to do what I love to do, it feels so spiritual. It feels so in alignment. Like I'm literally about to cry over this. It feels like energy. It feels incredible. And then that's your level 5. Then you go to level 6. Wow. I am so grateful to be in the position that I am in and be able to provide for myself, be able to provide for other people at the level that I can right now. I'm so grateful that I have the understandings around money that I do. I'm so grateful to, the blah, 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 be more elaborate. Then a level 7. Wow, money is so helpful to everyone's life. Everyone uses money in our reality to help them get what they want to get. I am so grateful for the fact that we are in a circulation and that the money that I spend, and if I spend a lot of money, it helps other people get what they're trying to do and they can spend that money too, helping someone else. It feels like a cascade of generosity. And the more money that I spend, the more it helps other people. And the more other people spend on me, the more it helps me spend on other people. And it's like a never-ending loop of abundance. Okay, so that was my scaling with money. And you can go up to an 8. I usually stop at about an 8 because you want that looming, like a positive sort of Damocles. Like you just want impending even better. I think you can stretch it until there's a certain point where you feel like, okay, this is my current high. So I always leave a little bit room for improvement, but I take it to the highest that I think I can go. Now, whether you agree with me on the money thing, like that doesn't matter. That's just an example. And so the point is, even just doing that right now, it brought up some things that I was like, okay, I didn't know I really thought a lot about seeing people's, mega yachts. Like consciously, I'm not thinking about that. But when I'm giving myself space to speak about it, things are coming up that I didn't know were there. And same thing in the other direction. When I get myself the space to think about money in an expanded way, I can really feel into that expansion. I mean, you saw it. Tears were, or heard it if you're listening, but literally tears were coming to my eyes thinking about the spirituality involved with money. Again, whether you agree with me or not, different topic and different podcast, but that's an area that a lot of people really want to see improvement in, and scaling like this and being able to get into the nitty gritty of why it's not right for you, what's upsetting you about it, letting that go, and then putting your attention on what you prefer and giving all of your attention and your energy onto what you want to attract. That's going to attract it, and you're going to feel better about it. Imagine someone trying to create the reality of being a millionaire and they feel guilty about it. If that happened, it wouldn't align with their views of how they see themselves and they would feel bad about it. And most of the time it can't happen because it's not in your belief system to get money, or, whatever the case may be, if you feel like that would make you a bad person, if it goes against your current beliefs. Everything in your life currently, it's that way because it goes with your current beliefs, your current identity. This is a good thing and this is not such a good thing. So if you want to change that, if you want to raise your vibration and align with something else, you just need to know, okay, what do I want to align with? And, not be afraid to get into the stuff that is there holding you back, but also putting your attention and holding your attention on what you prefer. When you won't go into what you don't like, it holds your attention to it and you're not processing it. And so that's why you keep tracking it over and over and over and over again, because A, you won't process it, and B, your attention is stuck on it because of resistance, because of suppression. When you do that, you're raising the overall energy in that topic. When we want to raise our overall vibration, we can make it easier by raising the energy in different topics of our life, because everything goes together, right? So that's why I'm saying looking at the things that aren't working, because if you feel shame in the area of health, or if you feel shame in the area of relationships, you might feel completely adequate in career. You might feel grateful in career. But all of these different energies mixing together messes with your overall vibration. So that's why I say look at what's not working. So when you do exercises that I'm explaining now, you're actually going in and you are making it lighter. You're raising the energy in those different topics, and that effectively raises your overall vibration. Another thing to do is meditation. Meditation is a quick way to clear out BS, because like I said, your vibration, it's who you are when nothing's going on. So meditation is a good way to sit in your habitual vibration, or if something's not going well, to sit in that feeling and process it out. Meditation is like giving yourself time and space. It's almost like water. It's clearing. So it's good to meditate consistently on a long-term basis, because it's like putting water over you, like energetically, and you're clearing everything out. Now the other side of that is, if you're clearing out, you want to be putting in. See, if you notice every exercise that I share, it's like it involves clearing out, but you don't want a void in space, right? A void will always be filled. So you want to fill that void with what you prefer. So clearing out with meditation, but with putting in what you prefer, a very effective method is visualization. I could make a whole podcast, I could make a whole book on effective visualization, but the keys that you need to know is that it needs to be from your point of view, from your perspective, so you're not watching a movie of your own body like from 6 feet away. You're looking out through your own eyes, you're looking at your hands, you're looking at your feet, you're seeing your body how you would see it, you're smelling the smells you would experience, you're seeing the sights, you're talking to the people, like you are feeling it on every single level with all of your senses. You're not doing the visualization to experience it one day in the future. That's not going to help you. You're doing the visualization to experience it in the now, and to feel how good it feels to have your goal accomplished just today, just because you can. That is when you really will see results, because you bridge the gap. There's no gap in between the time that you will experience it and today. You are feeling it today. So that was some really great exercises that I even share with my clients. And I'm telling you, if you apply these and apply them generously to your life, the result that you will have is incredible, and you will be astonished. So that being said, if you are ready to raise your vibration and feel lighter in every area, attract amazing results, comment or DM me a line on Instagram, on TikTok, and reach out to me somehow, and let's get connected so that you can raise your vibration, feel really good, and attract the results that you'd like. I've been having such amazing success with helping other people just release what doesn't serve them anymore and step into the version of themselves that does give more money to charity, that does attract the dream partner, that does feel good within their bodies. So please don't hesitate to reach out, ask me questions, talk to me. I have a free discovery call. You can find the link to that in my bio, on my platforms. Everything is @CivaSoul. That being said, I hope that this was a transformative podcast for you, and that you were able to get something out of it. Please do not take my word for it. Apply this to your life. And sometimes with good stuff that will change your life, the ego gets in the way. It's like, okay, I know that this is going to work, so I'm not going to do it. I even go through that with my clients sometimes. It's like I give them an assignment and it won't happen for a couple of weeks. It's like, well, yeah, that makes sense, because your ego's throwing a fit right now. I'm threatening its survival. But when you do it, it's like, oh my gosh, I could never go back. I feel so much lighter. So this is me saying, do yourself a favor, give yourself the time and the space to do exactly what I said in this podcast. If you are really successful, it's not about the amount of books that you read, the amount of courses, the amount of seminars that you attend to, the endless information that you accumulate, but actually how you integrate it. You could get so much results. You could get so deep into something just by reading one thing, having one principle, and deeply implementing that in your life, implementing it in every area. It's not so much casting the net wide and far, but with a bunch of holes in it, but actually, being really intentional and getting all the little details down, right? So give yourself permission to not just absorb information, but actually integrate it and integrate it well. That being said, thank you for tuning in today. I really deeply appreciate it. If this was helpful to you, it would be so helpful to me if you would help me with my algorithm over here. If you would subscribe, if you would comment, if you would follow me, follow the podcast, like whatever you feel inclined to do, it would be helpful to me. So I appreciate that. And thank you for being your amazing self. Mwah!